So, in this talk, I wanted to discuss a little bit about role models. And when I was younger, I ran track in high school and I loved it. And so, watching the Olympics was all about watching the track stars in the Summer Olympics. And I guess deep down inside, I wish that I could be like them. And one of my most favorite athletes in the 2000 Olympics was Marion Jones. Because she had been a high school track star, I immediately was drawn to her athletic ability and skill and her sweet smile, and she just became a role model for me because she had such a positive attitude and she wanted to be a role model to others. She recognized that a lot of little kids looked up to her. She had also been a basketball star and an Olympian. And in addition to just being an Olympian, she was the first female athlete to medal in 5 different events in the Olympics in a single Olympics game, including the decathlon. So she caught the eye of millions of people all over the world with her skill. But as with all superhuman strength, there she is with her team. They won the gold medal in the 4x100 relay. As with all superhuman feats, suspicions arise. And people started wondering, how could she possibly be this fast, this good, and not be on performance-enhancing drugs? And the rumors about banned substances started to go around. People were wondering, is she using? She was tested, and she consistently said, I tested negative. So no, I am not using illegal substances. There she is winning her gold medal. Now this is an actual photograph of her finishing one of the races. Look how far ahead she is to everybody else. So this photograph right here started the suspicions. People started wondering, how on earth could anybody be this fast and not be on illegal banned substances? But she was consistently asked. She even went on the Oprah show and denied all the allegations. She said that I have consistently tested negative. I'm not using banned substances. And it plagued her in the 2004 Olympics as well. And the reporters kept asking her about it, because a doctor who worked with her and other athletes came out and said that yes, he did give athletes in the 2000 Olympics banned substances, and he named her name. After having to testify and be interviewed and interrogated by federal officials, she consistently said, no, I am not using banned substances. Well, that doctor in several different interviews and interrogations, he said, yes, I gave banned substances to Marion Jones. And then finally in 2007, in a press conference, she admitted that she lied. That yes, she did take banned substances in the 2000 Olympics and after. And when I saw this press conference, I was just so disappointed. I couldn't believe it, that she cheated in the Olympics by using banned substances and then lied about it for 7 years, going on so many different shows, talk shows, and lied about it, knowing that young girls were looking up to her. I was crushed, as were many other fans, but because she lied, her medals were stripped from her, and that meant that her teammates, all of their medals were stripped from them as well. So it just goes to show you that your actions don't just affect you, but they affect everybody around you. So those poor athletes had to have their gold medals taken from them. All that work, all that practice, all those trials to get there and then to win. So it was heartbreaking. After she confessed, she was arrested, of course, and then had to go to prison. And what she said was, in prison, she had a chance to really stop and reflect on everything that had happened in her life. And she said, it's important for people to know that it's possible to make a mistake in your life, but it's what you do after the mistake that people are going to remember you by. And so when she got out of prison, she decided, you know what, I'm going to make a change. And she went around talking to youth in schools about her experience. And she went back to what she loved to do, and that was basketball. She'd always wanted to play basketball, so she decided to try out for the WNBA. She hired a coach after she had her baby. She knew she had a lot of weight to lose and she needed to get back into shape, so she hired a coach. But she told her, I'm going to do this clean. For the first time, I'm going to be steroid free. I'm going to do this the right way, the clean way. And she confessed that it was so difficult, not just to lose the weight that she gained from having a baby, but to get back in shape without performance enhancement drugs. Proved to be a heck of a lot harder than she ever thought, but she made it. She tried out and she got on a team in the WNBA playing basketball. Now, was she a star player? No. She didn't. She rarely started. Did she score hundreds of points? No. Sometimes she only played about 20 minutes a game and that was it. Did she win a bunch of championships? No. She only played, I think, a year and a half, and that was it. But that wasn't her goal. Her goal was to make a change. Her goal was to prove to herself that she could do it and do it clean. As difficult as it was, and even if it meant no glory came from it, no championships, no trophies, it didn't matter. She wanted to prove to herself that she could go back to her roots, her first love, basketball, and achieve something the right way. And so she goes around to different schools, different venues, telling her story to inspire and motivate kids again, to let them know you're probably going to make some mistakes in life. Everybody does. It's just some mistakes are on the national stage. Some mistakes are, you fall harder. The higher you go, the harder you're going to fall. And she did. She had a great fall. But she wants to inspire them to get back up again and keep going toward your dream. And so Marion Jones became my role model, not because she went to the Olympics and won gold medals and set records. She became my role model because she fell down, admitted, accepted all the responsibility and took the blame, got back up again, dusted herself off, and went toward her goal, knowing how difficult it was going to be in the spotlight with everybody staring at her, wondering if she was going to fail, almost rooting for her to fail, but she didn't care. She was doing it for herself and for her family, to set an example for her family. So I admire her for that. Marion Jones, role model. To me, that's a portrait of a role model.